Hey everyone, this is Shonali Burke with Waxing UnLyrical, and I am delighted to be talking with Steve Crescenzo of Crescenzo Communications. How are you doing, Steve?
Good. How are you doing, Shonali?
I'm fabulous, thank you. Now, if you work in the PR and communication field, you probably already know who Steve is, and if you don't, then I'm afraid to say you have been living under a rock, because Steve has been one of the foremost proponents of strategic communication for the last several years, and does some really, really incredible work. And Steve and his wife Cindy both focus on proper quote-unquote communication, really the way communication should be done. And to that end, Steve, I know you're coming down to DC next week to hold a workshop for IABC. Will you tell me a little bit about that?
Sure. Well, we're really excited about it because it's a brand new seminar, and I've been teaching seminars for about 12 or 13 years now. I started out doing writing seminars, then got into integrating print and online, then got into online communication and intranets and websites, and then obviously now social media has been all the rage the last 2 or 3 years. So I cover the gamut of all topics related to communications, and I specialize in digging out great case studies and best practices, and it's very tactical, practical seminars. This is the first time that Cindy and I are actually tackling what we consider to be, the holy grail, the 4-step system for really great strategic communications. And it covers all 4 things that smart communicators do: research, research, planning, tactics, and measurement. And what I mean by that is you have to do all 4, and so many communicators skip, 2 or 3 of those steps. They always do tactics. They're always pretty good at that. They're willing to jump in and do press releases and jump in and do a blog and jump in and do a podcast. But, you need to do research first in order to determine, what the audience needs, what your organization needs, what should you be communicating. So many of my consulting clients, they're not sure what they should be doing, and as a result, there's a vacuum. And of course, a corporation or organization abhors a vacuum, so they become everybody's private publisher. They just start communicating what everybody wants them to. You need a poster, you need a PowerPoint, you need a speech, you need a press release, put this on the intranet, throw this on the website. They're just everybody's private publisher, and it's not strategic, and it's not helping the organization meet its goals. It may be helping individuals within the organization, but it's not helping the organization move forward. So you need to do research in terms of focus groups, surveys, executive interviews, and you can do that yourself. You don't need to bring in a high-priced consultant to do that. We call it guerrilla-style research. Doing your own focus groups, your own surveys, your own executive interviews to determine what you should be focusing on. What are the key messages? What does this organization need out of you, the communicator, in order to be successful? And you also find out what the audience wants too. And then 2, you take that research and you build a plan. And that plan is your working document for the year. Or for the 3 months or for the 6 months, whatever you decide. Too many communication plans, either people don't have them at all. I'm always shocked, Shonali, in my seminars. I'll have 100 people in the room and I'll say, how many people actually have a strategic communication plan? And less than half of the hands usually go up. Because people are intimidated by it. They think it's got to be a huge, big, honking document with SWOT analysis and this and that. And, So we talk about how to do an effective plan that's a working plan that you refer to all the time that sort of serves as your charter for what you need to do. And then, of course, there's tactics, which we spend more than half the day on. And that's the fun part. That is the social media, the writing, the print publications, external websites. That is, once you figure out what you should be communicating, you figure out your plan for how and when. Tactics is what you're going to do. And then you circle back around and measure whether or not it's working. As far as I know, Les Potter is a genius on communication planning. Angelo Sinicus is a genius on measurement. I like to think of myself as the king of tactics. I've been teaching tactics for 12 years. Nobody's ever come along and done all 4 in one seminar: research, planning, tactics, and measurement. And we've tried it out at a couple cities. It's got great reviews. It's a lot of fun. I really encourage people to come.